Hey y'all, what's up? It's 𝗙𝗎 the Red Goddess, and I am back with another video. First of all, magical moon rise. And today's video is going to be about rate bashing. Listen, I'll be looking all over the little social apps and be seeing how folks get tired or mad about how somebody pricing their products. And I'm gonna tell you why these products get priced like this and why you should stay in your own motherfucking lane. Okay? This is spirituality. This ain't no false hope. This ain't fake magic. Okay, this is real life shit. And while we're on the subject of talk about rate bashing, let's also head to www.𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 to get your 7 figures money all, okay? Because if you ain't think about nobody else's money and you think about your own money, you ain't even got to discuss this or worry about this subject, all right? So let's go ahead and get into it before I start spilling everything I got to spill right now. Hold on, let me get my 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 too. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. So first and foremost, magical moon rise. Okay, it is late at night, and we're gonna get this out here, right here now, because this video was been supposed to have been made. First of all, and secondly, it's just like elephant in a room type of deal, because a lot of people like to come for folks' prices, not knowing why prices are set the way they are, which it may not be none of your business, but they have an issue with the way somebody else prices their shit. Now, as far as spirituality only, that's what we talking about here. Y'all like to also do the same thing, like, oh, why this is that much, or why that's that much, or I ain't buying that, or I can't afford that. Well, honey, if you can't afford it, then it ain't meant for you. Okay? Rule number one. You feel me? Just remember also that before we get further into talking about that, I wrote my notes down already, so that I will keep looking over, because I want us to stay on topic, stay on subject, not cross the line, go over any other lanes, just keep it where we need to keep it at, okay? But yeah, telling somebody else what the price their products for is so disrespectful. First of all, it's disrespectful as fuck. If you have to ask somebody why they price is the price, it ain't for you already. Off rip, it ain't for you. If you got to try to argue or create some type of static, like, oh, that costs too much, and like the product ain't for you, boo. It ain't for you. Okay. As far as spirituality goes, a lot of products are created like they are created because of the value. So if you see a product priced high, it's because there's value in that product. These ain't no okey doke little ass, mundane shit where motherfuckers think they just creating money alls, or they just creating powders and it's working. This is real life shit that we doing over here. Okay. So when you looking at our prices like 7 figures money oil, and you got your 20 mm bottle for $70, and you like $70, yeah, $70. Because why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be $70? There's value in that price. It's the time that I put into making it. It's the herbs that I put into mixing. Everybody don't know the right herbs to use to create a money, to manifest the money, the manifestation. A lot of people can't even manifest on their own, and I'm putting that into the product. So why do you think that you can come over here and ask me why my shit is the way I priced it? First of all, regardless if it was high or low, are you going to buy it anyway? People support who they want to support. That's another thing. They support who they want to support. So regardless of what the price is, you either gonna do it or you ain't. But you already know coming forth or coming up front if you're gonna do it or not. So if it ain't for you, then you shouldn't have any type of opinion about nobody else's prices or about nobody else's products. Okay? Another thing I like to do price comparisons. Why are you comparing my talent, my skill, my craft, my time, my knowledge, my wisdom, my expertise to somebody else that probably Googled some shit, that ain't went into practicing no shit? Oh, they only selling theirs for $30 or for $10, and bitch over here selling this for $100. Hell no, I'm not buying that shit. No, that's what you should be buying. You should be buying the shit that got some high price value to it, because then you know right there that shit is official. Okay, official, like tissue. Okay, if I'm pricing my shit for $10, I don't value my own worth. I don't think highly of myself. I'm cutting myself out like the piece. Because first of all, in spirituality, spirit needs to get their blessing, because spirit helped out with the product itself. Spirit provided the knowledge. Spirit provided the path. Spirit helped learn, gain, gave insight, all of that. So Spirit got to get, they cut off rip. So now you got to also put the money back into rebuying more products, more herbs, so that you can make more product. And then on top of the herbs and spices, roots, whatever it is that you putting into that, you also got to get the oils, your carrier oils. Now after that, you also got to go get the what is it, like the jars and stuff. Like what you about to sell your product in? You can't just give it in nobody's hand, especially if it's an all product. The powder either. You can't just sift it in nobody's hand, pour it in nobody's hand. So all of that got to come out, and then you get your cut. So you're the last of the Mohicans to get your shit. Okay? Is that about right? The last of the Mohicans? Yeah, that's it. You're the last of the Mohicans to get your shit. Okay? So you need to be conscious and aware of what you pricing your shit for, because you got your time that you put into it. You got the value because you have the knowledge, the insight on the herbs, the roots, the spices, what each one of them do without Google in it. Because, you know, we go beyond Google when we're really into our spirituality. Google is not just that. And especially now that a lot of people go on there writing their own stuff, you even got to look at the dates. I learned that in high school, middle school, to look at the dates when you even like Googling anything, because some stuff just ain't real. It ain't real. It's created. It's made up. Okay. You got to look on dates to see what is reliable. Okay, and if the information is not reliable and folk out here using unreliable information and then giving it to you, selling you a dream, now you messed up in the head and feeling fucked up because you're like, damn, I bought this shit for fucking $10, ain't shit even work. And you see now, when you out here buying these folk stuff for the little bitty ass money that it is for, and this shit don't work, now you looking at spirituality as if it's like a scam thing. Like we're scamming you. Ain't no where. That person just scammed you. That person was unreliable and you didn't do your research to figure out or find out if their product really worked. Okay? You just saw a little ass price and was like, oh, let me get that because I really want a money spell. I really want to do something. And then half the time, you know, you do your own intentions, but a spiritualist that's going to be selling their products, before you even get that motherfucking product, that shit should already be working. Before the shit arrive, it should already be working. Okay? Like, that should tell you something right then and there. As soon as you got your mind set on what you about to buy and spirit know it's about to go through, that shit should already be in effect, like starting to kick in. And you can be like, damn, I ain't even fucking got the shit yet and I'm already getting blessings out the ass. Or shit is already starting to to unfold for me or something like that. When it's not happening, you don't get that vibe. You don't get that feeling. You getting the opposite of what's fucking happening. You might be getting your money fucking taken. Okay? And that's the first part of getting your money taken, is buying from a scammer. Duh. Listen, I had an old friend who I got into a little debate with, before we stopped being friends. And it was based off of this subject, but it was more complex than that a little bit. But they bought a product from a spiritualist, and what they wanted, they got. So it manifested for them. And the thing is that before they even bought the product, it happened. So as soon as they bought that product and that shit chinged on that spiritualist side, before it even shipped out, this shit already kicked in and worked. Exactly what they wanted already kicked in and worked. So by the time they got the product, they didn't use it. But by the time they still got the product, it got shipped to them. They came to their doorstep. They went to test it out, but didn't really use it. Left it like it was. Guess what? It worked for them. But what they were saying is that because they didn't use it at all, they don't think it had no effect in what they were asking for. No, that's exactly why you got it. That was your intentions on getting it. You got it purposely for what you asked for. So when a real spiritualist got a real spiritual team and they really work like that, you ain't got to get the product in your hand and use it. Right before you even get that shit, it's already kicking in for you. That should let you know right there that some products should have value to them. Some prices should be marked like they are, okay? Because that right there is power. That right there is greatness. That right there is real magic, okay? And you can't escape that. So if you buy something for $10 and that shit don't work off rip and you waiting for it to kick in, well, you got $10 worth of product. So what you mad about? But if you got $100 product and that shit kick in before it even get to you, why are you still mad? Because it worked before you even got it. Don't think that because you got it and you ain't used it yet, it's in your possession. That's why. Spirit already know who they're about to fucking work for. Period. And then let's talk about how it is really a form of bullying. It's a form of harassment and bullying. Why are you literally chasing people to tell them that their price is too high? What the fuck does that do for you? What does that do for you? How does that help you? Tell them that their price is too high. Is they supposed to lower it because you said it's too high? Did you help them make anything? Did you put money into buying anything? Did you put insight on how they could change it or how they could make it better? You know, labeling. If they're doing that, I say a lot of spiritualists shouldn't even label a lot, and I ain't gonna tell you why, but I feel like they should not label a lot, like minimum labeling. But if you know, you know. Okay. But why does it matter to you? Okay. Because like I said in the beginning, you're not going to buy the product anyway. You already got your mindset that the price is too high. You probably don't even like the fucking person, or you're probably an evil eye that's sent from a friend as what they're fucking using you. So you're the puppet to write on somebody else's shit for your friend because they don't want to write for their fucking self to be popping your shit. But what? How is it gonna benefit you? I'm waiting. And you would say, oh, how is it bullying? Literally disagreeing or trying to create an argument over the price of somebody else's skills, crafts, their talents. You're literally arguing them down, or you're constantly on all of their stuff. You're basically harassing and following them. That's bullying. That's a form of bullying. So that's why I say it's a form of bullying. Okay? And it is. Real shit, it is. And if it's a real spiritualist, a lot of y'all wouldn't do that. Y'all wouldn't even try that. Okay? Y'all wouldn't even try that. Because ain't nobody jacking that shit. For real. Ain't nobody jacking that shit. You'll fuck around and find out the hard way. Bullying somebody, telling them about the fuck their prices. Listen, if it ain't for you, then keep it fucking moving. Nevertheless, it's other ways to support spirituality. It's the other ways to support a spiritualist. Save your fucking money until you're ready to buy the product. That's one. Two, you can share it. You can share for others to say it. Okay? That you don't have to always buy everything especially if you ain't got it. That's one thing that a lot of people in our community like to do. We like to overspend or spend more than what we can afford because we're trying to prove a point or we trying to keep up with the Jones. Fuck the Jones. Okay? I don't know them hoes. And I don't give a fuck about them. I don't care about them. They ain't doing shit for me. I gotta keep up with them. They need to be keeping up with me. Fuck what you talk about? In this part, it might be a contradiction to what I said in the beginning about price comparisons from other companies that sell the same products for similar prices. But and I used to be like that. I used to look at my products like, okay, well, how much is this store selling theirs for? Or how much is this shop selling theirs for? Or how much is this e-commerce boutique or whatever selling their stuff for? But honestly, we should not be doing that. We should not be doing that. That's low vibration though. Okay, that's very the frequency right there is low already, because why are you looking at somebody else's products to know how much yours should be worth? Spirit should be communicating with you about how much your product should cost. And like I said in the beginning, if y'all don't got the same skills, the same talents, you don't know if that person is buying from a supplier or a vendor and their price and theirs like that, whereas you're making your stuff by hand. When stuff is made by hand, that automatically the price gotta go up. The price gotta go up because you're putting in a longer amount of time into creating, and you're coming up with the actual mixture process. It's like science and math that you gotta be coming up with to make sure everything is balanced out. You know what I'm saying? Versus them just picking out a product and the product saying this is this type of oil, but they like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna make this type of oil, and they putting their intention into it just to be that oil, and maybe they add something to it, you know, or don't add anything at all. So it's different. So that's why I feel like you should not compare your stuff to no other boutique or shop, because you don't know how their product was created. You don't know if it was by hand or if they're using a supplier or a vendor to send their stuff to them. And then you also have it to where people shouldn't even be looking at small businesses to be low priced anyway. And hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. Let me go around my calf here. Okay, so businesses, small businesses starting off with low prices is a big no for me, first and foremost, because you're just getting out there. You're just getting your name out there. You're just getting your brand out there. You're starting marketing, and you're kind of really invested into yourself. So a lot of your money is coming from your own pocket. You're basically pouring into yourself and providing it to the people. I feel like any small business that's just starting out should not be offering discounts, should not be offering a clearance, nothing, should not be offering no sale. You just came out. If it take you a year to get a product, so let it be that. Because that means that your right people, your target audience, your target market ain't even found you yet. So still be patient. Be patient and allow them to find you. It's something that you're not doing right or you're not doing enough of to where they cannot see you. So keep at it. Find other ways and, find other ways and maneuver around to get your shit out there. To open yourself up to the people who really need to see you. Okay? And everybody always say, like, family don't support, family and friends don't support. It always be strangers. That ain't always the case either, though. Okay? So, and it also depends on what it is you're doing. A lot of people don't like to share spiritual products or spiritual things because y'all already in a brainstormed and brainwashed mind frame that Jesus is all. Okay? So that plays a part into it too. So you have to find your target audience and your target market to get your shit out there. And by any means necessary, whatever you got to do to get it out there, get it out there. But you either not doing enough or you're not doing the right things to to make your way to your audience. Y'all gotta meet like a magnet. You have to meet. Okay, you can't just pop out one time and be like, here's my products, and then go disappearing. That ain't gonna work. But nevertheless, because we're getting sidetracked now, a small business should not be starting off low. I feel like they should start off at least at like a median range. Like when on Facebook, when they ask you, well, I don't know, not all of y'all might know, but if you have a business page and Facebook asks you, how much is your products worth? It got a $sign, it got $3 signs, or it got like $5 signs, like, and they keep going up. Well, shit. If you feel like your products is a $sign, you're really only selling your shit for like Dollar Tree prices. And if you got them $3 signs, okay, you might be up there Bath and Body Works, okay? But then when you got them 5 prices, oh, you bought like Nike, okay? So you can even look at the business pages and see what they mark their dollar signs as to see what their price level ranges from. But I feel like no small business just coming out should not be setting themselves up for failure by lowering their value of themselves just because they're trying to get their name out there. Just remember, crafts are practiced, skills are learned, and talents are fucking gifts. If you're putting your shit out there and you know your shit, why are you selling yourself short? And then it's also an insult to spirit because, like I said, spirit got to get their cut. What, you about to give them the whole cut? I mean, that ain't even no cut. You about to give them the whole half. Now you have nothing to give to pour into your product, back into your product if that product is sold, or when that product is sold. We'll speak it into existence. When that product is sold, you have nothing to get back from it. You're not pulling out of your pockets again. Or maybe you got a grant or something. You're not pulling from that again. You don't want to take everything and put it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm probably like twisting my words up or whatnot, but you know what I'm saying. You get it, right? Like, that's just, I feel like that's a no-no. Just starting off. Because And folks shouldn't even be asking you, oh, can I get a buy one get one or a freebie or something? That kind of should be like an automatic thing. Like maybe you giving out a product and Spirit just telling you like, hey yo, okay, this person brought this for this amount. Maybe you can get them like a $3 product for free or something like that, like a lower value product that's really supposed to be a low value product, right? Say for instance, like 𝗏spirituality, like incense, sage or Palo Santo, those are lower value products because they're all over, right? They're not something that's handmade, by you at least. Unless you're actually like creating different things with them, like writing in them and shit like that, or adding more herbs to them. Like, give them a product that's like way below the product that they're already buying because Spirit gave you that tip, like, hey, yo, they're going to need this with that. And you just, stick it in the bag for them. That might not be for every customer. That might just be for that customer. But it's things that you can do, but don't just start throwing out discounts and freebies and all of that, like just starting off, unless you like already, built yourself up already. And you feel like now it is time. Like it is time, like Lion King, like it's ready. Like we're ready now. Now we can start having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Now, that was for the sellers. As for the buyers, it is an insult. Hear me now. It is an insult to tell somebody that their prices are not worth what they set them for. Okay? First of all, somebody who practices their crafts on a daily, weekly, monthly, who keep up that ritual with their shit, how can you tell them that their price ain't worth what their price is? Somebody who improves their skills on a daily, making sure that they're better than the day before, how can you tell them what their prices should be? How can you tell somebody with talents, with a gift like that they should devalue themselves? How dare you? That is an insult. You should be punched in the throat, right here in the trachea. Hit you right in the 𝗏𝗏, okay? Because you're talking too much. Your communication ain't there. It ain't where it's supposed to be. I'm not saying that nobody prices got to be $1,000 now, okay? I ain't saying all that, but I'm just saying, like, whatever they price their stuff for, it must be fucking worth it because they can do it. And you obviously done got caught into their product versus somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Seriously. And clearly, if you cannot afford their product, why are you even looking at it? Slide up, swipe sideways, whatever. You clearly did not fit. You are not the target that we're looking for. You are not the audience. I'm sorry, but you did not make the criteria. We have moved forward with someone else. The fuck? You do not fit the script. Boop. The fuck is you telling somebody need to do anything with their prices for, honey? It ain't for you. If you gotta combat somebody about their prices, you are not the target audience or market that they're looking for. Period. Move on. Move along. Move around. I say. But all in all, simply trying to convince someone to change their rates to fit your needs or your budget is a hell no. Hell no, 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 no. No. Go somewhere else where you fit. And I feel like a lot of people who do that, they like that product. They know it works. They know it's worth it, but they try to make that person feel like they're price gouging or that they're trying to get money out of folk, and just so they can get, just so they can get a bottle or something to test it out, or a free product or something, or like a service. Like, oh, you really don't do that. Why is your prices this high for this? Like, I know somebody who do this for that. Well, you go on to that somebody then. Doodles. You go on to somebody. First of all, that should get you blocked automatically, bitch, because why the fuck is you looking? Don't compare me to nobody else. Don't compare me to nobody else, because I ain't changing shit to fit your budget. My shit ain't meant to fit your budget. Okay? Period. Furthermore, we shouldn't even have to explain this. It shouldn't even be a subject, but unfortunately it is. It's a subject. Even though it shouldn't be. Because, yeah, that shit is insane. Outsane. Yo, outsane. That's funny. Nah, that shit is insane though. Like, come on now. We ain't here to meet y'all terms and conditions. And you have so many options out here with spiritualists. You have your frauds. You have your low budget spiritualists that only tap in here and there. And then you got your ones that's tuned all the way to fuck in, right? So if you got one that's really, really tuned all the way to fuck in and you're wondering why their prices are like how their prices are, you shouldn't be wondering, Alice. Okay? Take your ass down somebody else's rabbit hole. Okay? Don't render nothing over here. Don't manifest shit over here. Okay? Because now you asking for something else to happen to you because you're trying to manifest on somebody else's shit. And that's a whole different subject. Capiche? Right, y'all. So I hope I went over everything as far as rate bashing and why you shouldn't do it and why it is unnecessary and how it is none of your business or does not help you in any fucking form or way. You know, it's just disrespectful. It's very disrespectful. But I hope moving forward you understand now what it takes to make products and why prices get put out the way they get put out, regardless of how you fucking feel about it, regardless of if you over here trolling about it, regardless of if you want it to fit your budget and it doesn't. You know, I hope those tips help. If you can't afford it now, save up your money so you can afford it later. If you can't spend monetarily, another way of supporting is by sharing videos, sharing pictures, you know, giving, what is it called? What is it? When they rare the mouth, you know, do a rare mouth. Okay. So those are other ways to support if you can't financially support. You know what I'm saying? But to try to ridicule somebody of what their price is, even if it's at a very, very low price. You know, I don't want to ridicule nobody that's a very, very low price. I just don't think that you should do that because you're selling yourself short. But that's not ridiculing, you know, that's not bashing, it's not bullying or trying to embarrass somebody. But, you know, like I said, I hope this helps, like the tips, the tricks or whatever. And I hope the sellers also took something out of this too, so they could start seeing their worth and selling their stuff for what it should be, you know, and not to be comparing themselves to other companies that sell the similar products or the same products for around the same prices. You know, don't do that. Don't do that. Even with services, don't do that. Do not do that. Okay, you are worth way more than what you think you are worth. You don't know how much your skill impacts folk or what it does to people. Raising your prices is not an issue. And then look at the economy we're in anyway. Like, look at it. Everything is up. Ain't nothing going down. Everything is up there. Okay? You got families to feed. You got yourself to feed. Like, your prices is your business. It ain't nobody else's business. If they cannot afford it, well, sorry for them. They'll find it somewhere else or they'll set their money up and they'll come get it, okay? But just remember, y'all, go to www.moonchildmgk.com and get your 7 figures money off, because if you got your own money manifested, you ain't got to worry about nobody else's prices. You don't got to worry about nobody prices being too high, because that 7 figures money all going to help you get that product that you need. All right, so that is a wrap for rate bashing. You guys have a magical moonrise. And if you're getting up to get ready for work, get there safely. You know, go get your coin. If you're working on your business, get the fuck up and starting right now. I mean, well, you could sleep for about another hour and a half, but start getting ready to get up. Yeah, get to it, okay? Because if you got your own paper, you ain't worried or focusing about nobody else shit, okay? Stay in your lane, stay in your place. Ashay, thanks for watching. See you later.